Okay, small groups, we're still in the Gospel of Mark, and today we're going to be looking at chapter 14, verses 53 to 65. And this is where we're going to see the identity of Jesus on trial for the first time. It's going to happen next week as well. But we're going to ask this question and answer it together today. How has the world misjudged Jesus? Now, we get into this in greater depth in the podcast. So I really encourage you to make sure to listen to that podcast, the Truth Podcast, ahead of time before you come together to talk as a small group. But let's start with this. The trial of Jesus shows us how people in every generation can get Jesus wrong. Both the religious and the irreligious can misjudge the judge of all. Go ahead and read John chapter 5, verses 22 to 23 to learn about how Jesus is the judge. Here's what we're going to see as we turn to Mark chapter 14 today. The religious leaders had constantly accused Jesus of breaking the law, but the irony is that they broke the law in nearly every detail of their sham trial. Hit pause and read about it now in Mark 14. Jesus himself made the right judgment about his identity, even as he was mocked and abused. The passage you're going to read right now shows us how easy it is to misjudge Jesus, no matter who you are. Read those verses together as a small group now. The Gospel of Mark and all of the Gospels teach us that Jesus is who he says he is. He's fully God, he's perfectly good, and he's the Savior of the world. This is what the Bible affirms, and Jesus himself will judge anyone who denies it. Go ahead and pause and read Acts chapter 10, verse 42, where Peter preaches about the identity of Jesus. Now, here's the main question you'll be tackling today as a small group. How has the world misjudged Jesus? And maybe share with the group how you've been guilty of that same thing.